Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to try and make more frequent appearances. We've got a lot to talk about. First of all, before I get started tonight, I've been coughing an awful lot, so if I start doing it during the video, please excuse it. See what I mean? You know those old summertime allergies? Oh, they're starting to set in now that the weather's getting warmer. Well, everybody, tonight I'm going to ask you to help me with a search. A search I've been on for the last 15 years. A search for my mother. I was adopted when I was only 4 days old. My adoptive mother never meant for me to know the truth. But after she died, well, I finally found out. And I've tried as hard as I can to find my real mom, but so far I've come up empty. But I've gathered some information together. It's not a lot, but it's something to go on. So those of you that are watching tonight, please, if you think you know who my real mother might be, or if you actually think you might be my mom, contact me. So, first of all, as I said, I was born in 1966, January 14th. The place of my birth was Liberty, New York. And I was only, I guess, in the hospital for 4 days, according to the adoption certificate I got a hold of before I was adopted. The adoption agency was in Monticello, New York. And at the time of my adoption, my adoptive parents, Stuart and Nettie Hopkins, were living in Callicoon at the time. If you look on a map in kind of the southern part of the state, it's like a little triangle. All those towns are close together. We only stayed in Callicoon for about a year. My dad used to work for the old Erie Lackawanna. Back in those days, the railroad men were constantly being transferred around. Now, as information regarding my real mother, I know that she was 22 when she had me, so by now she'd be 70. So time for me to find her is running out. I don't know if she's even alive now or not, but I'd like to know. And I know that I have a sibling. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but somewhere out there I have a brother or a sister. And according to the paper that I got a hold of, the reason I was adopted is because at the time of my birth, my father was out of the picture. My mother was living alone, and she couldn't take care of me financially, and I guess she was having some medical problems. That's about all I know. And even though I was born in Liberty, New York, I don't actually know if my mother was living in Liberty at the time I was born. I don't know really anything about the circumstances of my birth except what I've just told you. But I guess Liberty would be a pretty good place to start. If any of you are seeing this video who live in Liberty, again, January 14th, 1966. The woman who gave birth to me was living alone. She was 22 years old. I think she may have been married in the past. Her husband was out of the picture the time I was born, and I don't think her husband was my father. And by now she'd be 70. So if that rings a bell for any of you. Of course, I have no idea at all where my sibling is, or if he or she was adopted too. And I don't know how old it was when I was born. So that's anybody's guess. And if you are listening to me, Mom, I want you to know that I love you, and I want more than anything to meet you. And if you are listening to me and you think you might be my father, I do want to know you. You're my flesh and blood. You helped bring me into this world. Please contact me. The people who adopted me were very, very bad people. I don't know how many of you ever watched the old 70s series Dynasty or Dallas, or there used to be a soap opera, All My Children. Men like J.R. Ewing, Adam Chandler, and Blake Carrington. Could say that was the mirror image of my mother. My dad, Stuart, was a good man. My mom, she was... the hell she put me through. Words just couldn't describe it. You know, Stuart died when I was 11. I lived with Nettie until I was 20. She died when I was 28. Said it was a few years later when I finally found the truth out. And Mom and Dad, if you are watching this, I want you to know I do not hold you responsible for the bad things that have happened to me from living with Nettie Hopkins and her twisted family. I just want you to know I miss you, and I love you, and I want to see both of you. You know, I'm 48 now. I've been pretty lucky. I'm a landscaper, a DJ. I own my own house. I have a beautiful wife. Well, and I also have some pets, Dalmatian and all that. I'm in great physical condition. I'm 48 and I still go jogging, swimming, hiking. I don't think I'll ever slow down. You know, I'll never retire. So my later years in life have been really good. After my adoptive parents moved out of Callicoon a year after my adoption, we lived in Flanders, New Jersey until I was 4. Then we moved to Hornell, New York, and I stayed there until I was 41. It was while I was doing one of my DJ shows in Shango, New York, that I met Deidre. And, you know, some people say there is no such thing as love at first sight, but I tend to disagree. You know, ever since that night, we've been together. And, you know, we've been very happy. The only thing I feel that's really missing in my life is not knowing my true history. And you know, Mom and Dad, or whoever you are that are watching this who might be able to help me, even if my true history has some bad parts, I mean, I still want to know the truth. Everybody has the right to know who their family is. And you know, like I said, if there is something very bad that somebody might want to protect me from, please don't. I want the truth, all of it, no matter how painful it is. And you know, you never know, it just may not be painful, it might be something good. So, Mom, Dad, and my sibling, if you're watching this, please contact me. If anyone out there knows who these people might actually be, please contact me. My phone number is 1-814-904-0045. I live in Shingle House, Pennsylvania. After I met Deidre, we moved up here when I was 41, and I've been here ever since. You can also reach me on my Facebook page. And, well, I guess that's it. So please contact me.